really appreciated some of the talks about ethics and culture and how that drives our healthcare choices, our policy choices. I'm very aware that there are many policies that just need re-examining.
Well, I enjoyed the progression. I had no idea how we started and how we finished as far as the progression of genomics. And really was very interesting to me to know that really Watson and Crick was not alone, and it was a woman named Franklin who went in there and did some work as well, and did not win the Nobel Prize, and should have done that. The stats, as he presents them, are very clear, and this is a wonderful course. This is my second one that I have taken with him, and I hope that he will come back again, because he makes it very clear. He does not talk down to us, and we are all adults, mostly educated adults, and enjoy this course very much.
And I may add, as a dentist, and I was trained at Harvard doing research to attend this class from Dr. Slavkin is a world-level class of healthcare and world health history in genomics in 2 hours. We have two other classes, all in just a few hours. I have a really better understanding of where we are now and how did it come from, and the evolution history of genomics. And not only that, when I asked questions, he was able to answer my question in such a way that years ago it would have taken me years, probably hours, and with frustration, not knowing where I am. So I'm very grateful for this class.
And to think that this is a free class. We didn't have to pay anything for it.
Yes.
And it's of a caliber of a university class.
Yes.
It reminds me of my university classes.
Yeah.
Very much so.
World level, I could say.
Yes. Yes, I have been to his lectures before, and I was very happy that he was able to come again. I think the friends of the library are supporting this, and I hope they do it again.
Yeah, I'm going to echo that. You know, if anything I learned, I feel I learned one thing, it will help me later on when I deal with, if God forbid that I have to go to the hospital. I understand one concept, I would be able to ask my doctor, you know, and I really think that all the things that he taught me, I would be able to apply it later on. So the return for me is not just to satisfy my curiosity, but it's a benefit and investment.
Thank you.
I'm fascinated with genetics and DNA and the opportunity to learn more about science and how that impacts us, and very, very concerned about better health care.
Well, I really enjoy learning about a new branch of science and medicine as to how diseases would be treated in the future.
Well, the first class that I had with him was to teach us DNA. We actually made the DNA of a strawberry, and that hooked me on to genomics, really hooked me. And so when I came now, he presented the stats very easily for us to understand, answered our questions, and it's a whole new world.
Yeah,
And it's just wonderful for us to be able to have access to his knowledge.
Yeah. This has opened up a world that I don't know, and that's genomics. And it answers and puzzles a lot of parts of genomics as much as I thought I was trained. There were just tremendous amount of a new development, and it fill in all the data. I feel like I might be able to see what it looked like, maybe an elephant, maybe a rabbit, but I'm getting there. Yeah.
He makes me sorry that I didn't start out again years ago with this, that it wasn't available to study years ago. I think I would have gone into this field. He's made it that inviting for us.
Yeah, yeah.
I knew about his class originally. I was always very interested in genomics, and done my own DNA, and did my family and my friends, had them do it. It started with National Geographic that did a lot of the genome theory and opened it to the public quite a few years ago, and then it's really grown to the general public, and so this was my interest to come.
Yeah. Well, I am definitely interested in being in the field as a dentist, and also when USC was Emeritus was first introduced, and I was able to connect the two organizations together, and so I'm always curious about the quality of the work that provided by the USC professor, and sure enough, they're the best quality.
Absolutely, especially because my mother is 87 years old, and we're very concerned about the level of health care that she receives, and trying to make sure that we're knowledgeable so that we can be a better team with the doctors. And this is part of what's helping me be more knowledgeable.
Yes, they have. The first class that he was talking about, I asked him for a book to read, and he suggested I get a book called Sapiens, which I read, and it's very interesting in the development of the human race.
And then that book helped you in some way, or
it helped me to understand better how we've evolved over the billions of years.
Well, I'm more alert to it now. If there's an article in the paper or something, or some of the books that he has suggested, I will be reading them about genomics.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I echo the same. I'm most curious about the cancer treatment in relationship to genomics. So he really provoked that interest in me, and of course he gave me also the foundation and kind of a basic how to read it when I get an outside articles about it. So I have a little more toolbox. I understand the definition more in depth, so I will be able to interpret. I feel I'm being given a tool and a knowledge and vocabulary to really understand those articles in maybe, hopefully, deeper than I was before.
Yeah, it strengthened my interest too, as well.
Right, strengthen our interest and our ability, to interpret a lot of the articles.
Absolutely. I've recommended the classes to my friends, or this class to my friends, and I basically tell them that they're going to learn a lot about a subject that I didn't know anything about, and they probably don't either. So it's a very helpful class. You can tell that he really enjoys teaching the class, and that makes it, I think, better for all participants.